Okay, so my film pitch is working in the genre of coming of age slash spy films. So typical codes and conventions that you see within the coming of age spy films are like the worries of school life, love, romance, and challenging authority, also incorporating a bit of comedy and action into them, coming from the spy sort of elements. The theorists which have been most commonly seen throughout my plot line would be Todorow's theory. That's the one that could relate to the plot easiest. So that will be the 5 stages, starting with equilibrium, which will be when the girls are all friends in the beginning, then they then obviously move off and they begin to fall out with each other, and then at the end you see them coming back and being friends again. So the narrative outline which will be used would be a simple cross-cutting storyline structure which will show the two groups plotting on how they're going to win over the boy's heart at the same time, so you can see all the crazy ideas that they're getting up to and how you can see different comparisons between the groups and how they're going to go around about it. So you use syntactic and semantic elements throughout the film, which allows audiences to easily recognise the genre of the film. This would be like pop music, as this is typically the age group which the film would be targeted towards. So the audience will tend to like pop music, which is what they expect in a coming of age film. So that will help for them to see, because if they like pop music, like coming of age, 2 in 1, so it would be really good for them. It will also be loosely based around the idea of mean girls, so the different girl groups battling it out for each other. So this incorporates spy elements into it also. So the film will follow the plot line beginning with an equilibrium. This could show the two friendship groups as one. So they're together, are happy and everything, and then this new boy comes into town, and then when two of the girls within the same group decide that they both want to go after him, and the one group splits off into two, and then one girl from each group tries to go after him. So they both struggle for his affections while rowing more and more with each other as it turns into two group rivalries. So they spy on each other when they go on dates with him and hide outside the cinema to see what's happened and all this sort of stuff, while trying to win over his heart at the same time. However, this could be difficult as they're not really showing the good sides to him anyway. However, after a long time trying to win him over, one of the girls finds out that he actually has a girlfriend anyway, who he's been cheating on, and they both turn on him and become friends with each other again, as they realise he isn't worth it. So the main love interest will have just moved to the area, probably played by a 15 to 19-year-old boy, preferably attractive, as this will cause more of an issue between the two girls, as well as they'll after the typically attractive male. Be casually dressed, and with a binary opposite of the two girls in the beginning. So he'll be really like the knight in shining armour sort of person, and try and help the girls be friends, and that he doesn't understand what's going on or the problem. And then at the end, he'll turn out to be, but not a very nice person really. So then it will be complete contrast from the beginning when they don't realise what he's up to, and then at the end. So the first girl group which she splits off to, the first main girl in it, should be 16 to 19, well 15 to 19 years old, same sort of age as the boy. She's very pretty but doesn't really have that much in common with him, which they kind of struggle with. However, she thinks that she can win him over by her looks, and often plays on that. The second girl is not as pretty, however, they get on really well personality-wise, so they find it difficult because obviously he's got to choose, does he go for looks or does he go for personality, so that's another theme that's running through. So my target audience would be 15 to 25-year-old girls who are most likely in school or in higher education. Then you'll have a secondary audience of boys and boyfriends who have ended up watching the film with the girls while they've been there or something like that. However, you may also have a secondary audience as well who still enjoy the films but are older, so women aged 30 or just men that generally enjoy the films that you would tend to expect anyway, but they still do. Even though that is not my main target audience, it's still promoted out there for everyone, so it could be for either. Okay.